Good evening, friends. Welcome to tonight's session. We have a lot of news, and I hope all of you will tune in and also share it with others. And those who have not subscribed will also subscribe. So, the latest news is from Uttar Pradesh, where Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Wednesday said that his government would make sure that every inch of land grabbed on the pretext of Waqf in the state is reclaimed. Now, according to an official statement issued here, he said that the state government was examining the revenue records to find out the details of lands grabbed on the pretext of Waqf. We will reclaim every inch of such land and construct houses for the poor, hospitals, and educational institutions on them, he added. And also, as you know, there are lots of people threatening both the Islamic forces as well as Khalistani forces, trying to put a damper on the Mahakumbh Mela. But Yogi Adityanath has very clearly ensured that the security is so tight that these people cannot, make any sort of problem or mischief there. Now, moving on to, the Bollywood news is that now it seems like Madam Ekta Kapoor, the producer who has been described often as the Zarina of TV industry, is going through very bad times, with everybody criticizing her work ethics. This, along with the chain of FIRs, is making this woman mighty nervous. And even interviews by actors from her earlier TV series, it seems to be exposing a lot about her love for salacious matter. And this time we're talking about none other than Ram Kapoor. And she took to Instagram account to slam unprofessional actors for giving false information in interviews about her shows. While the popular director did not take any names, social media users have reason to believe that she's talking about actor Ram Kapoor. In her Instagram, she spoke about the interview, and Ram Kapoor spoke about the show Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, which was produced by her. Now, what did he say about the program that made Madam Ekta Kapoor so heckled? So let's examine what is making the so-called Zarina of the Indian TV industry so mad. Now, what did he say? Ram Kapoor, who is most popularly known for his role in a serial Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, in which he featured alongside Sakshi Tanwar. The actor shared that he was hesitant about one particular scene in the show wherein he had to kiss Sakshi. He believed it negatively impacted the show's viewership. Speaking to Siddharth Kannan, Ram Kapoor said, Ekta is the one who wrote the scene, wanted us to do the scene. I told Ekta Kapoor, are you sure? ये television में पहले कभी हुआ नहीं है. It was the first kiss of television, which is a big thing, and 3 generations watched the show together. But Ekta was very confident कि वो करना है. I said, okay, I'll first get a go-ahead from my wife. फिर मैंने साक्षी को बोला कि look, I'll handle Ekta. If you have a problem, tell me. So, after this interview made its way online, Ekta shared her post on Instagram. On January 7th, exactly after his comment, Ekta took to her Instagram to pen a note. And she said that without naming anybody, the director wrote, unprofessional actors giving interviews about my shows should shut up. So clearly she's talking about Ram Kapoor. And false information and skewed stories can only last till I talk. But there is dignity in silence. While she did not mention anyone, the timing of her post made social media users believe that her anger was directed at Ram Kapoor. Interestingly, when the show ended, we're talking about the series, and Ram Kapoor said, this ended in 2014, Ram Kapoor said he was glad it was over. Now, here, one thing very, funny is that, Ekta Kapoor thinks that she is very dignified. But from whatever she's been doing ever since she came into the television industry and the movie industry is to, promote semi-porno, scenes in series and in movies for which she's been, people have been, sending her FIRs, and her reputation is not much that people can talk about. So I don't know what dignity she's talking about. And when someone of Ram Kapoor's stature, because he's a very well-known actor and a good one at that, and when he says something, then people look, watch him and believe what he says. And they would not believe a person like Ekta Kapoor, who would do anything to get TRPs. So moving on to the next piece of news. Now, apparently, Salman Khan's father says something very funny because, as you all know, Salman Khan is going to be 60 years old. And still Salim Khan thinks that, this man is going to settle down. So now when he speaks about the Dare Hua Insan, he says that, see, Salim Khan says Salman Khan wants his wife to give up her career and stay home, and he wants to convert her, and whatnot. So now in an interview, he says, in an interview with Komal Nahata, Salman's father Salim Khan opined on why the actor hasn't gotten married. He said, Salman ka pata nahi kya hai. सलमान की एक तो इस वजह से भी शादी नहीं होती है, थोड़ा सा कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन भी है सलमान की थिंकिंग में. There is a contradiction in Salman's thinking, which is one of the reasons why he is not married. He explained that Salman का लगाव या मोहब्बत, he is attracted to the person जिसके साथ काम करते हैं. They are very exciting, good-looking people. Interaction होता है काम करते करते. People come close because वो close atmosphere में रहते हैं. तो 90% of the time जो उस फिल्म की हीरोइन ही होती है वो. Salman is mostly attracted to the heroines he works with as they work in close proximity, and these people are good-looking. He then mentioned that after Salman gets into a relationship with an actress, he tries to look for his mother's qualities in that woman. Salim Khan said that it's wrong of Salman to expect that a career-oriented woman who let go of her ambitions and caters to household work, why should one deprive her कि मैं शादी करके घर बैठा दूंगा, उसका वही होता है, Salim Khan said. And he also said after commitment he tries to convert them and looks for his mother in them. This is not possible. Salim said that a working actress cannot do daily activities like taking kids to school, helping with their homework, or making their lunches. A clip of the interaction resurfaced on social media and quickly went viral as the actor is still single. Meanwhile, on the work front, Salman Khan will soon be seen in Sikandar with Rashmika Mandanna. Now, so one thing very clear is that the poor father has not given up on his son getting married, even though he's so old, and the fact that he's literally petrified of Bishnoi catching him and making him a victim. So there's no woman in the picture at all because of this sort of fear. He's always moving around with 60 security men and a bulletproof vehicle. So where is the time for him to run around trees and look for girls? Or rather, now it can't be girls because it could be older women looking at his age. Welcome, Pratham. Pratham says, justice for SSR and Disha. Absolutely. Now, moving on to the next piece of news. Kangana Ranaut seems to be desperate to want the Gandhis, especially Priyanka Gandhi, to see her movie because it has been stalled for so far. So she invites Priyanka Gandhi to watch her film Emergency, and she extended a personal invitation to Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to watch her upcoming film Emergency. In the film, Kangana portrays Priyanka's grandmother, the iconic former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The invitation was reportedly made during an interaction between the two MPs in Parliament, sparking interest in the film's portrayal of the historical figure and the era she shaped. With Emergency being one of Kangana's most ambitious projects, this gesture has added another layer of anticipation to its release. I actually met Priyanka Gandhi ji in Parliament, and the first thing I told her was, "Aapko Emergency dekhni chahiye. You should watch Emergency," she recounted. She was very gracious and responded, "Yeah, maybe," I said. "You will quite like it." The actor highlighted the care and depth she infused into her portrayal of Indira Gandhi, focusing on the critical period when a government declared emergency in India. "I believe it's very sensitive portrayal of one episode and one personality. I've taken great care to portray Mrs. Gandhi with dignity," she added. So now, since BJP seemed to be not supporting her that much, It looks like Kangana is now reaching out to the Congress dynasty to support her in this endeavor. Now, moving on to someone who is not very fond of her. Now, we talk about Sonu Sood. Now, Sonu Sood says he's not on talking terms with Kangana after Manikarnika. So let's find out what is the reason for that. In an interview with Shubhankar Mishra on YouTube, Sonu opened up about his strained relationship with Kangana. He shared that they are no longer in contact but recalled they had once shared a good friendship before he chose to leave her film Manikarnika. The actor explained that he left the movie because of his friendship with Kangana. Although they are no longer in touch, he mentioned that he remains close to a family who still greet him warmly. He added that he follows a personal rule of not speaking ill of someone with whom he had been close. He mentioned that while people are free to say whatever they want, he prefers not to speak negatively about anyone. He acknowledged feeling hurt at times, especially when a good friend says something upsetting, but he believes it's often due to thoughtlessness rather than malice. Despite this, he has no regrets and chooses not to respond to such comments. When asked if Kangana had offered him another film, he shared that she hasn't, as they haven't spoken since the movie Manikarnika. He mentioned that a mutual friend attempted to bring them together a few times, but those attempts were unsuccessful. He exited Manikarnika, the Queen of Jhansi, citing professional commitments to Simba. Some reports suggested personal issues with Kangana. Kangana had taken over direction from Krish Jagalamudi for patchwork shoots, which turned into a major reshoot. She claims Sonu left due to refusing to work under a female director, but he denied these allegations. And Zishan Ayub replaced him in the film. So, as you see, they are no longer in touch, and though they have had this sort of, problems, Sonu Sood said that he does not speak negatively about her. But one thing you notice is that Kangana is a person who's like a chameleon. She changes color every few minutes. Whatever suits her, she goes on to that side, thinking that it would benefit her, and that's what happens, every time. And you won't be surprised if tomorrow she again takes him for a movie and says that things are all working out well. In today's pace of Quiv, Ashutosh was clear that things are moving ahead by SIT very fast, and some big news will break soon. Somehow justice should be become by Lord Shiva. Absolutely. Well said, Pratap. Yes, we are just waiting for that. Now, meanwhile, talking about A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman is going through a bad patch, as you know, because of his marriage and the fact that people are linking him to another musician. Now, the A.R. Rahman praised Anirudh, who is the now the star who's coming up in the south and who makes beautiful music. Now, he praised Anirudh's musical journey at the audio launch of Kadalika Neramilai. And Rahman encouraged the young composer to explore new opportunities beyond big budget hero films, urging him to diversify his work and expand his creative horizons in the music industry. So now a lot of the people have taken to his kind of music because they say that appeals to the present generation. Now, as you know, A.R. Rahman, who's won numerous accolades, including Grammy Awards, has been quite an influential figure in the music industry. Now, during the audio launch of this movie, he shared his thoughts on Anirudh's musical journey, urging the young composer to expand his horizons beyond the big budget hero films he often works on. Anirudh has become a significant name in the South Indian music industry, known for his catchy compositions for some of the biggest stars in Tamil cinema. Now, Rahman, acknowledging the brilliance of his music, offered a small yet impactful piece of advice. He emphasized that Anirudh should not only focus on the commercial success of his music, but also consider incorporating classical elements, particularly raga-based versions, into his songs. He explained, Anirudh is doing very good music. My small request to you is to have a classical version of the song so that the longevity is much more, because when you do it, it will reach the younger generation. Now, Rahman's suggestion is rooted in his own experience, as his own music has had timeless quality thanks to its classical influences. He believes that by blending traditional elements like ragas with contemporary sounds, Anirudh can create music that resonates across generations. This advice is valuable as Rahman himself is known for his unique ability to merge Eastern classical music with modern genres, creating songs that are both innovative as well as enduring. Now, his mentorship approach is gentle as he respects Anirudh's success, but also sees room for growth. He sees the potential for Anirudh to carve out a more diverse and long lasting legacy if he expands his creative repertoire. By embracing raga based classical versions, Anirudh could not only connect with older audiences but also ensure that his music remains relevant and fresh for future generations. The advice comes at a time when Rahman himself is reflecting on his long and illustrious career. Recently celebrating his 57th birthday, he received wishes from across the world, a testament to the lasting impact of his music. As he continues to compose for films like Kadalik and Neramille, which is set for release in January 2025, his legacy as a mentor and visionary in the Indian music scene only grows stronger. So, what he said, as you know, friends, is very relevant because if you look at older music songs, that of S.D. Burman or R.D. Burman or Madan Mohan, these were all very classic based songs. And these songs continue to even make the younger generation, entertained because they are everlasting songs. At the same time, the kind of songs that Mika and other singers, make according to just the sounds of drums and whatnot, percussion and all that, they die a quick death. And so, what I think is that what Rahman said is very, very relevant because it's only a classical base that can, make music, stand over time. And I remember once when I had interviewed a Pakistani singer, in Dubai. He said a lot of the problems that singers face is when they do not have the classical base, to their music, and they think that pop songs will remain there forever. And I'm talking about Sajjad Khan. Sajjad Khan himself learned classical music and is a very good singer. Now, going back to talking about Kya Kehna, the movie, which in which Preeti Zinta acted. So let me just take you back to that. Yeah. So yeah, talking about this movie, Kya Kehna was a movie that made Preeti Zinta's career as it established her as one of the most promising leading ladies of her time. But the movie at that time faced a lot of problems. And in a recent interview, Ramesh Taurani revealed that the distributors were not keen on buying the film as it had relatively smaller stars like Saif Ali Khan and Chandrachur Singh. Ramesh said that at one point he requested Chandrachur to leave the movie so he could cast Salman Khan in his place. Now, Salman Khan agreed without hearing the script, but then Chandrachud refused to leave the project. Now, talking to media, Ramesh said that they initially cast Mukul Dev and Chandrachud, but Mukul did not show up on the first day of the shoot, so casting Saif Ali Khan was a last minute decision. He said that this film was being made shortly after the assassination of Gulshan Kumar, so they had to get distributors in place to sell the movie in an unpredictable market. At this point, Ramesh asked Chandrachud to drop out of the movie so that they could cast Salman Khan instead. I spoke to him and I told him that we can't sell the film. We asked him to drop out of this film so we can sell it. We were in a dire situation and we had never done something like this, he recalled. Chandrachud agreed, and subsequently Taurani spoke to Salman Khan, who instantly agreed to be a part of the film. He said, if I don't even want to listen to the plot, I'll do it just because you've asked me to. But you have to get a letter of consent from Chandrachud. I don't want to take something that belongs to someone else, something that's cursed. So here again, friends, you'll see that these people are now trying to sort of elevate, the image of Salman Khan by saying that he was a saleable actor. So as you know, these if you look at the parties that are happening at these Tauranis and other parties, you'll see all these top actors, the people who hated SSR. So we all know on which side this man leans towards. Now, moving on to another piece of news. Now, Cochin City Police on Tuesday registered a case against businessman Bobby Chemanur. Yeah. So let me take you to this lady. Now, see, it's very hard not to notice this lady. Her name is Honey Rose, and I believe she's come in a couple of movies in Malayalam. And she is the person. She is the kind of person who dresses very sexily and is quite voluptuous in, as in her figure is, it's she's a big, she has a big figure. And what she does is she tries to use it to her advantage by dressing in a very sensuous manner. And what happens is she's invited to all the events in Kerala, and men seem to, I mean, their eyes seem to pop out when she comes on the scene. So we find that rather amusing because she also knows the kind of effect that her, persona has on men in Kerala. So now what has happened is this businessman Bobby Chemanur, now he has said something about her that has made her very angry, and she has said that he made some very obscene remarks about her on social media. Now, Honey Rose had filed a complaint on Monday against around 30 people after being flooded with sexist comments on social media. Subsequently, police said that they arrested one Shaji, a 60-year-old man from Kumbalam in Kochi, in connection with the case. They later booked Chemanur, also known as Boshe, under Section 75, which is sexual harassment of BNS, and Section 67, publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form of the IT Act. Before filing the police complaint, Honey Rose had taken to social media and declared that she was going to wage a war against all those who made obscene comments about her. It's part of my job to attend programs to which I'm invited. I'm not against comments on my attire or creative criticism, but there should be restraint in the comments I have. Only worn dresses that are permitted under prevailing laws in the country. Now, she began her career in 2005 but came to prominence in the Malayalam film industry with a role in 2012 called Trivandrum Lodge. Apart from Malayalam films, she has also done several films in Tamil, Kannada, and Telugu. Bobby Chemanur is the director of Chemanur International Jewelers and has been active in public life in Kerala. He made news in 2012 when he brought Argentinian football legend Maradona to Kannur after roping him in as a brand ambassador for Chemanur Jewelers. In 2014, he ran the length of Kerala with the stated aim of raising awareness about the importance of blood donation. Now, see, one thing is very funny is that this girl, this Rose, Honey Rose. First of all, I would she is she must be having some other name, and this is something meant to make people attracted to her. And then, of course, when she comes for these public functions, you'll find that she is very loud, as in her way of dressing, and of course, men seem to be, looking only at her when she moves about. So if you dress in this manner and you expect men not to make lewd comments, that would be rather surprising, wouldn't it? Because you see all these people like Urvashi Rothela and all the other, women who come, in these cabaret numbers. And if the way they dress or the way they act, people are bound to pass obscene comments. And now when she says that these men have passed obscene comments, have you also behaved in a certain manner, or have you dressed in a certain manner? What are you saying that you dress according to the rules? What rules are there? The other woman who comes with barely any clothes in Bollywood. What is her name? I forget. Urfi. Yes, Urfi. Now, does Urfi think that people will not look at her and pass bad comments or obscene comments? The way you carry yourself is how you are seen in a society. If you dress in a particular way and expect people to not say anything, that is also something, that's not going to happen because, you're provoking them to say things. Moving on to the next piece of news. Now, we've been hearing a lot about the upcoming docu-series, The Roshans, and which is supposed to come out very soon. Now, the trailer of the Roshans is out. The series will be talking about how the Roshan family. Now, yeah, the Roshan family has been ruling the world of cinema and how they have struggled to reach the position they are in today. It talks about how the legacy began with Roshan Lal Nagrat, and currently we have Hrithik Roshan. And in the trailer, we see Hrithik talking about his grandfather and how their surnames changed from Nagrat to Roshan. Earlier, the Roshans had shared a statement about the series, and they said, "We're incredibly excited to partner with Netflix and share previously untold stories that shaped our lives. The platform allows us to reach viewers from across the globe, and it's an honor to showcase our journey to the audience." Now, you remember, when Kangana was interviewed by Arnab, uh, Kangana said that Javed Akhtar, had all sort of threatened her, saying that, see, if you talk anything about Hrithik Roshan or the Roshans, you'll land in jail. So that was a threat, a veiled threat, and which also shows the kind of power the Roshans had in Bollywood. And you also see that, see, Hrithik Roshan, walks around with a lady called Sabha, and somehow, they seem to be another pair who do not gel. They look as if they're just trying to impress people by saying that they are in love, but you can see they are absolutely no emotional, what you call, chemistry between the two. It seems to be a very typical relationship that many people in Bollywood seem to have. So that's something very very strange that's happening, and how now they want to push themselves to the front. Another very amusing thing I found in one of the shots is that actresses who are just coming, what do you say, the nepo kids, like Chanki Pandey's daughter. Now she thinks that she has already reached the stage of a superstar, and they've shown a small shot of her walking in front while a muscled man, one of her assistants, who looks more like a what you call a bouncer, is carrying her flask. I don't know what he's carrying in that. I don't know whether it's green tea or juice or whatever. But she keeps looking at him, to see whether he's coming behind her. Like the kings of yore when they had the entourage. So this is something that she thinks. I mean, that's the IQ level. It looks like that only if she does this will people acknowledge her as a superstar or a big star. So this kind of attitude is something very very. Not only it's actually humiliating. I don't know why the parents don't even inform her that, see, this is not how you become a big actress. And also, we were, like I told you before, we were seeing clips of Aryan Khan in such a inebriated state, coming out of a nightclub, and we do not know what sort of substances these people take, because they had to be actually literally, walked to their cars and driven back. He and his friends. And similarly, there's another scene where Mauni Rai comes out from a nightclub and she, falls down. And then you have one of these attendants picking her, and her husband picking her up and putting her in a car. They can't even control their, what you call, the level to which they have these substances. So it's very shocking that Bollywood, though they are, people criticize them, they're not bothered in the least. So this is something that's very, very shocking. And then they keep saying that, see, my son is so great. He's producing a movie. He's also producing the best brand in alcohol or in clothing. When these people are not even capable of, lifting a fly. So why do they make them so superhuman when they can't even lift something even small? So that means, they think that their children are invincible, which they certainly are not. With this, we end the session. We'll see you again tomorrow. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.